think really the only question I have is we still are not set up on that local Google
Okay.
thing so that we can market locally.
Yeah,
And
the local service ads.
yeah, I've just been super busy with my fire business,
Yeah.
and so I have not really looked into it much. And I think Spencer may be stalled out on it, needing uh, possibly me to do the next steps, but I may need some assistance on that.
Okay. I'll follow up with Agatha on that today.
Okay.
And oh yeah, I'll follow up just to see where we are on it, if we're waiting for
Yeah.
insurance or whatever it is. And then I will contact you directly on that one.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah, but
Hello, Jesse.
oh, Jesse's a busy man out driving around.
Yeah.
Hello.
There's,
Sam. Oh,
there's another guy I know from the past.
How you doing, Jesse?
I'm good, Sam. How are you?
Doing good. Yeah, we were just talking about some of the local service ads. Have you gotten yours done? Okay, I'll hit you up later for that then.
Is is that the thing that you messaged and needed my card yesterday and I saw it too late?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess I just need to know what we're paying for. It's basically what we're doing already, but it's more targeted.
Yes. And so, No Child Left Behind. We'll go ahead and talk about it for just a second. And so there's a little green check mark that comes up next to your ad, but it has to be someone local. So if someone in Colorado is looking for transmission services in Salt Lake, it won't come up. It has to be someone that's local, and it'll come up before all the other paid ads. And you only have to pay for the ad if it's a qualified lead. So I've never seen Google do anything like this before, but we get an email and it has the phone calls where they called and we can listen to the call. And if it's not a qualified lead, then we don't have to pay for it.
So the little check mark kind of means like you've been verified.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
It's like the blue check mark on Instagram or
Yes. Just more credible.
yeah, I just have to pay for it.
Yes.
It's actually been verified, background check.
Yep. And we had a client really smile when it came out because he knows his competitor can't pass a background check.
Uh, well, and that reminds me. So what will pass a background check? Is
Google
it
has
any
not
kind of a
released that.
felony that won't, or is it what is it?
Google hasn't released that information yet.
Okay.
So we asked, and their answer was very nebulous. It wasn't conclusive at all.
Okay.
So
Because I have a advisor that has DUIs, and in fact, enough of them that if she gets another one, it will be a federal thing. But but
But I think it
I
was just on you, not on her. It's
so
just on the owner.
it's pretty much anyone that handles a credit card is what it boils down to. So Google calls it a forward-facing employee, but it's someone that's going to accept payment.
okay,
So if do you have any other service advisors that could pass a background check instead?
absolutely,
Let's
yeah,
yeah, let's sign them up then.
okay, okay,
Yeah. I'm glad that we had this conversation.
yeah. So we'll just put Marcus and Spencer in, and myself too. I guess we would put myself and Teresa, even though we're not there a lot.
Yeah, because you're the owners. So,
Yeah, yeah. And I run a card once in a while. So yeah.
okay. Uh, yeah, so I'm going to get with Agatha on the status of yours then. And then Jesse, have you started the process for the Google local service ads?
Sam, I don't think I've started the process. We'd actually started with the company I had before I signed up with you guys.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure that anything actually ever happened with it, but we should be able to get signed up and verified and all that stuff without any issues.
Okay.
All the bad things that I've done haven't been caught yet. So
All of us on here are over 40. If they had cameras when we were all growing up, we would.
Uh,
uh,
what's funny is I was talking to Marcus the other day about streets. He had some friends that were doing street racing a while back, and I said, well, we used to do that when we were kids, but if you did it today, you'd be on YouTube before you got home. And he's like, yeah, we filmed it. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Totally true. And now farmers have cameras. Back then they had rock salt in their shotguns. So it's a different
Yeah,
life that we live now.
yep.
Yeah, so I'll reach out to you, Jesse, and make sure that you and Agatha connect on that because it really is. It's leads for less money. And so anytime that we can offer that, then hey, let's do it, right?
yeah, I'd like to do that. I believe she has sent me an email. I've honestly been a little distracted the last few days. My Nathaniel's been on vacation, and I've been really short staffed in the shop. So I
Okay.
think I finally landed a good technician yesterday. I think so. He's supposed to start next month. So that
Awesome.
should put me back in business. So we've been negotiating some rough seas here the last couple of weeks. So
All righty. Well, I will let's not start him until you can pay attention to
okay.
him. Okay. And how about you, Kendall? Kendall, not Robert. Did you start a local service ads with Agatha by chance?
Sorry
Think
about
she
that.
can't
I'm
hear.
juggling. No, I haven't yet. I don't believe because I think I need to get Robert's information, but we're
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And it's just getting it done. This is so there are some things that give you a competitive advantage because your competitors don't do it. This is one of those things. And so in my opinion, that's the real power of it is because you're doing something that the competition's not. So thank you, Kendall. So we had a Q&A. Did anybody have any other marketing questions or market conditions, anything like that? Yeah, Amber, go ahead.
Do you know if they are advertising differently for this, so that the consumer knows that basically you're verified?
Yes. So the little green check that says you're verified and it says verified next to it. And then it shows up as a local service ad and it's separate from the other Google ads that you see on your screen. And so it comes up first. And so it looks way more organic. And I love the fact that it just says verified. So yep, it's a little bit different, but actually it's a lot different. I've never seen Google do anything like this. So but one thing, and as we're talking about Google, we had talked about customer match lists. If anyone on this call wants to upload a customer match list, so basically last year, you remember we all talked about Google coming out and saying they're not going to track people as much with cookies, and that it was kind of true. And then they came out and asked for customer match lists, and that is you basically take your customer list and you'll upload it, and Google will find other individuals that are similar to that customer and market to them. And so they basically took it and put it on advertisers instead of tracking so much. They're leaning on their advertisers to give them more information. So if you want more customers like the ones you want, like the ones you have, then upload the customer match lists. We'll add them to your Google Ads and we'll change your Google Ads accounts because we have to rewrite your ads when we use those, but they are more effective. And we ran tests last month on the customer match lists, and they're running about 10% more effective than the other Google ads are. So, yes, ma'am.
Is that done like through demographics or through like your invoicing system?
Yeah. So you'll pull up your invoicing system. A lot of folks on here are on TechMetric, or ShopBoss, but they can download so long as we have the more information we have on them, the better. But you'll just upload a spreadsheet of your customers, and then Google matches it up against the information that they have. And they will pull demographics and things like that. Once again, Google has not said everything that they look at off of that list. But that's Google's business, is to not tell us everything that they're looking at. So that's just their model. Yes.
So basically with their email and their address and their type of vehicle, that kind of stuff, then it will target people based off of that information.
Yes.
So that's really all we have of them.
And yeah, and that's all that they need.
Okay.
And like I say, in the other ones that we had checked last month, about 10% more effective on ads.
I guess I'll just have to find out if ShopMonkey, who we have, is compatible with your system interface, right? Okay.
Really, all that you need to do is export your customer list, like in a CSV file, and then we upload it to Google. And so it doesn't even have to be compatible. You just have to be able to export your customer list.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
So would we send that to you directly
Yes.
then?
Yep, you can send it to me or Agatha. She does all that, but I'm happy to forward it to her.
Okay.
And then tomorrow we have 2 employees that are starting. One of them is a customer success manager, and she will be your primary contact. Whenever you have questions or documents, you just want to send them all off, and I will introduce everyone to her. And we also have another project manager. So we took Quinn's position and we split it into 2. And so because everyone on here employs someone that works remote, I wanted to go over this as well. We have a tracking software for our remote employees now. We have about 10 of them. And so I am able to, at any given point, look on the software and actually take a look at their screen and make sure that they're doing what they're saying they're supposed to be doing. But in general, it sends me notifications. Hey, so-and-so's been unproductive for an hour or something like that. And it'll just give me notifications. That's been a game changer for us, because we've had employees that get on for an hour or 2 a day and bill us for 8. So I just want to share that with everybody on here to let them know that it's available, because that's been a game changer for our business. So any other questions?
Yeah. So what about getting more, what would we need to do to get a little bit more activity out there, as far as like on YouTube or Instagram, or I think you guys are doing a little bit of Facebook stuff for us, but I don't know, maybe a little bit more personal type stuff.
Absolutely, especially with the smaller businesses. That is the edge that you have over like a Fortune 500 company. What we did with Lennox was really uncommon. They kind of just said, "Okay, go knock it all out." And we built the very first influencer in the HVAC industry because we had carte blanche on it. So you have carte blanche on that. So you can talk about superchargers. You can talk about your local communities, what's going on in your community. We had Doc Motor Works that talked about the parade. He got a lot of hits off that last week when he talked about the St. Patty's Day parade in town. It can be pretty much anything that you would watch in your own private time that you can talk about it in your shop feed.
Okay.
And so Spencer would love to do some of that. I know that he's talked about that, that he wants to do, some videos around the shop, whatever it may be. I'm glad Amber's on here. Last year, she dressed up as a leprechaun and went around and silly stringed the technicians. And then after she got them all ruffled up, she gave them like a little bag of golden chocolate coins. And so that was a fun video. For Easter, we installed they had a lot guy that was running into their building. And so we strapped about 25 of the screaming chickens to his forklift as an alarm system. So if he backed into the building, it would alert him, and he wanted them off. But we said, no, you have to keep them on there. And he never backed into the building again while they were on there. He was just embarrassed that they were on there. But it made for a fun video. And so, as you get creative and just, have fun with different things, then yeah, we can share all those types of things. But especially if you have things that come in frequently, if you're like in your area, Henry, do you use salt on your roads or sand?
They use a lot of sand. They use a little bit of salt, but not very much, and usually it's mixed with sand. So
Yeah. So,
they use a lot of mag chloride though.
okay. How does that react to vehicles?
Well, so mag chloride is corrosive. When it originally came out, they said it wasn't, but that is wrong. It is, but it is not nearly as corrosive as salt is. But
Okay.
it goes on as a liquid, and then it kind of dries out and sticks to the roadways and all that. But they also use it to melt snow too. And so what it does do a lot of times, if there's even a little bit of a pierce in a wire or anything like that, it'll get in there and it'll just follow that wire up and turn it green and corrosive. So
Interesting.
besides being, corrosive to the steel components as well.
So if you have one of those wires that comes in on a customer, I would 100% do a video on that. No
Oh,
one's
sure.
yeah, no one's talking about that. You find those little niches in your areas and that no one's talking about, and you talk about them.
Okay.
So for instance, Kendall could be talking about the potholes in Denton, and so every area has their own little thing to talk about, and so Amber's raising her hand. Go ahead, Amber.
Oh, just like when we did that video on that vehicle that they neglected to fix their U-joint, and it ended up coming apart and destroying the whole vehicle to the point the insurance company actually totaled the vehicle over a $65-$75 part.
Yeah, absolutely. And J&G does a great job of catching the stuff. Remember that melted transmission that came in? Yeah. So those kinds of things, especially anything that makes you raise your eyebrow when it comes in, get a video of it. With the exception of people living in their car. Though,
Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
no, so we don't make a video of that kind of stuff. Look at this hoarder's car. But I obviously we'd love to, but yeah, anything other than that won't embarrass a client, that just kind of makes you raise your eyebrow, you can make a video of it. It's been very successful when someone has a wheel comes in and you can grab the wheel and shake it to
Here's Stanley
show.
Automotive. This is Kendall. How can I help you?
Hello, I was calling about my '94 Toyota. We're gonna see how Kendall,
Mhm.
Kendall, can you give me a price over the phone? Oh my goodness.
All right, sounds good. Anytime. Thanks, Scott. Bye.
Goodbye, Scott.
Bye, Scott. Oh, you can hear me still? Oh no.
We love you, Kendall. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question, Henry.
Okay. Yeah. You would recommend doing the same thing on YouTube and Instagram and just across the board? So,
Yes.
okay.
And so Instagram will take, the long form video, like the one Amber's talking about. It was about 5 minutes long. And then when we made the Instagram video, we pulled about 30 seconds out of it. And we call that short form. We'll just pull a short form video out of the long form video.
Okay.
And especially any cool cars you have come in, any big 4x4s that are hopped up, rock crawlers going to Moab, all that stuff, especially rock crawlers. Anyone that is headed out rock crawling loves to see that you've serviced other ones.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one thing that J&G does really well is they'll take a picture of a rock crawler that comes in and then all of a sudden everybody else is bringing rock crawlers in.
Mhm. So
Or
don't do
classic
pictures of
cars
stuff
or
you don't want to
motorhomes.
work on. Oh, go ahead,
Yep.
Amber.
Oh, I was just gonna say, things that catch attention are like crazy paint jobs or like classic cars or like motorhomes will relate to people that are motorhome people. Um, Something that's out of the ordinary is the eye catcher.
Yeah. Like they had a vehicle come in. It was like a zombie assault vehicle. So, so we obviously featured that. They do a great job of catching, just interesting vehicles that come in. A Corvette that came in with a custom, I guess we could call it a custom paint job. It was a DIY special. So yeah, any of those kinds of things, we go ahead and feature those. So any other marketing questions, fire away. I guess, or any automotive shop questions, because you got some good knowledge here. Okay. All right. So we're gonna wrap up, and Amber, I'm gonna come see you this week, and we'll talk Easter and all that kind of fun stuff. But thank you, everyone, and if you want to just jump on a call with me, I'm available for that, and I'm turning my attention to that instead of more running the company. I'm turning my attention to more uh, being on the customer side of things. So thank you very much. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, but we're just going to go ahead and wrap up if that's okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sounds great. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you,
Bye.
Jesse. Thank you, Kendall. We'll see you later.